Alright, so this is for Lou Castro. So all I've done so far is take this and separated the character on its own individual layer. So the first thing that I would say right now is that your lighting kind of feels all over the place. And the reason it feels all over the place is, if we look at this from a visual standpoint, I've got light coming directly from the front. So this is kind of emphasizing all this front. I've got a backlight coming on as well as a top light coming on, and then I've got under light here coming on too. So you want to unify the light process, and I think that is kind of your biggest issue. The second thing I'm going to show you is kind of form of your character. So if you kind of block this out, so I'm going to just kind of build out kind of the head process here, put the neck, build out the body here. So I don't think she's that big by the size of her neck. Torso, and even if she's kind of turned a little bit like so, like that. So this torso, the issue you're having is that the character is really kind of positioned weird. So if this is turned a little bit 3/4, the big thing is that you want to kind of block out that character accordingly, like so. And so you can see over here that this character is kind of pushed forward, and then we're going to kind of bring out the hand up so a little foreshortening like that. So that's I think your first issue. The first issue is that the character pose isn't quite right. Like, it just doesn't feel like I've got kind of that flesh or kind of that 3/4 view. It feels like you put a front view with a front view with a front view behind the main body. So I'm going to get rid of these. Actually, let's collapse these and hide that. Okay, so if I'm going to fix this, the first thing I'm going to do is let's do this, and let's go select no, I don't have invert there, so invert, and then let's copy and paste, copy that layer. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to just grab this and I'm going to just brush in real quick, kind of, oops, not that thick, but let's go with some transfer here. Okay, so I'm going to just grab some of this and kind of pull out some of these base colors. Let's grab that, kind of plant that out like so, get some of that in there. So I'm just getting some of the rough colors out here. And that brown right there that you got going on, so let's add some of that in there and kind of, so I'm just going to kind of paint that, and let's flatten that, and let's just add a real quick filter. Let's do a motion blur, kind of a vertical, kind of something like that. Okay, so now let's put this character in here, and if we're building up this character like the way you've got it, you want to kind of take this character and kind of play with it a little bit. So we're going to take some of this out here, and I'm going to, let's see here. I do this in a couple different parts here. So I'm going to do this. Let's copy that, and I'm going to bring that inward like so. So that brings that forward like that. And then I'm going to, I'm trying not to destroy this, so I'm just going to mask this out here. So this comes out like so. And then let's grab, going back in here, let's mask some of this. And let's bring kind of that. Come on here. There we go. Swap that out. So I'm going to bring some of that out so that basically gets kind of pushed backwards like so. And I'm going to just kind of quickly brush some of this blue and we're going to kind of there, so something like that. That looks a little bit better. And then maybe grab this version here. So I'm going to grab this. And we're going to copy that. And I'm going to bring that just a little bit closer too. And so again, we're going to go here and brush some of that out there. And then on this, and these are just quick fixes, so just so you understand. And that gives her that a little bit more realistic kind of feeling, and not such a floaty feeling, if that makes sense. And so the second thing is you want to fix the light and shadow information. And so the light and shadow information is basically where your light is. So let's define the light. So we're going to have, if you're going to have a rim light, that's fine. I tend not to use straight white because it's very distracting. So let's use kind of a blue hue. So my initial light comes from this direction. That's my rim light. And then we're going to use, if you're going to use the main light, and I would do that from this standpoint, the main light is coming down and up. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a cast shadow on her face. So what I would say is let's do kind of this light from over here, over kind of a front light. So let's do this like so, and then we're going to use this blue light to kind of fill in like that. And so with those three lights in mind, what I'm going to do now is kind of identify the light source. So if we're going to identify the light source, this now comes forward, and let's use pen pressure. That's good. All right, so this will have to work. Okay, so we're going to have kind of this forward lighting here, up here, a little bit more up here, and I'm doing this roughly, just so you I'm not going to kind of paint over this, but by doing this, you can see here that I'm going to get some of the light greens up front and kind of push those out like so. All right, and then I'm going to grab some of this highlight yellow or highlight kind of brown and kind of paint out this aspect right here. And so that's going to kind of give you that light. Now these lights here, let's grab some shiny kind of layer effect here. So I'm going to just add yeah, we'll do this. So I'm going to just add a really oversaturated kind of gold property to this, and then I'm going to go start masking some of this out. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of where the light isn't shining. So if the light is coming forward, you're going to remove a lot of this down here. You're going to push some of that down here, so on and so forth. So we're going to get rid of a lot of this backlight here. Okay? And so on and so forth. So even pushing some of this light back is kind of really kind of starting to kind of help you out. And then what I would do is do another layer of, let's do a hue and saturation, and let's do another layer of blue, or yeah, let me find a good color. So I'm going to do another layer of blue, and then that blue is going to kind of emphasize the other aspects of her her information. Actually, soft brush might be better for this. So we're going to really kind of push out and add that shadows in there with some of the light that's just pulling it out like that. And so you can see by pushing that light back, oops, I want to keep some of that on her face. So by pushing some of that light back, you're getting kind of those nice shadows going on into the overall scene. And so you really want to pay attention to where that light is pushing. And I would recommend doing a maquette or something like that to kind of really push that light further a little bit. And then if you're going to do the rim light, that's just another layer on it, and then you're going to kind of accent that. So oops, let's grab this pin light here and kind of go even lighter here. So adding in some of this pin light is going to kind of really kind of push certain parts of this a little bit further. Okay, and it's going to emphasize certain areas, not everything. Like you won't get a pin light under here, maybe a little bit there. And so get your lighting options down, and I think that's really what you want to go for. So just, and I know this is really rough, and I get what you were trying to go for. Let me go over here. But you can see from this standpoint here, you've got, you know, real bulky character, and then from this standpoint here, your colors are getting a little bit more defined and unified. Now, again, this is really rough, and I tried to do it really fast, but, you know, the shape and form, as well as, you know, get your lighting down so that it's unified lighting. All right?